larger families. You have to learn how to work things out. So we've encountered a number of people who are single kids. In the time of COVID, they got isolated. You know, there's a lack of social skills among young people. So I do think, generally speaking, it's going to be hard to end up in this kind of isolated, frightened place that a lot of young people are in. If you're from a large family, not impossible, but
what is the life that you want for your daughter?
YouTube.
Oh, I want her to be rich and famous, and I know that she will be. You know,
rich and famous. You don't care about any of the behavior, like the crazy behavior.
Well, can you name what's crazy, please?
It's hard to give an example because I barely know this situation. She's just known as like a wild girl. There's clips of her grabbing her mother, like throwing her out the door, physical abuse, crying, screaming, saying the N-word. I don't know. There's a bunch of stuff. I'm not the expert on this.
I think for a young person in 2024, we're here at in San Marcos, Texas. We were just on a bus. A shuttle bus for Texas State, which is right here. All the kids who came on were on their phones, and they looked petrified of everyone else. So I really think that's the problem with the Zoomer generation. Not that they talk too much and they're too wild, and I think they need to take a bite out of life, take some risk. I'm glad. I think Grace is like
Alex Young became a member.
Someone that they could admire because she knows her limits. Anything you're going to tell me about the gun, tell me about the pregnancy. There is none of that stuff. So it's mostly playful. Even the stuff with her mother's. Her mother was in on most of it, and she was behaving in a way which was calling for that. But I do think the problem in our society is everyone's afraid of everything. To think that grown men cover their ears when a man talks about flirting with a 7-year-old niece of his. It's unbelievable, guys. What the fuck happened to you? Did your testicles come back up into your abdomen? That is totally normal. The idea that you're scared of the sexuality of a 7-year-old is just beyond belief. I don't know what happened.
It feels
maybe
like
it happened on the internet.
It feels
like you're afraid of a 7-year-old. I don't think the term
crazy.
I don't think the term flirting applies in this situation. And most people, if you were to hear the headline, flirting with a 7-year-old, that sounds horrible. And a lot of people are going to. I'm letting you know. I'm letting you know. Most people, if I were to go take a survey on the street right now and say, "Here's the headline: flirt with a 7-year-old," no one's going to be so progressive and thought and gone through some weird thought process, whatever. On the surface, that statement is crazy sounding.
You think you're normal? You think you're normal?
I'm not normal.
No. But you guys just did this debate.
Ain't nobody here normal.
Apparently did this debate about pedo hunters and pedos and all that stuff. None of that stuff makes any sense. No one is possible. Has it ever occurred to any of you that it's not really possible to abuse children on the internet? They're protected by the screen. There is no really possible way. That happens in real life. And people who are really doing that don't do it on the internet because they're going to leave a trail of proof. I worked in a Catholic high school with...
Okay, I just removed him.
Yeah,
I removed him. I removed him.
I didn't get to use
an act. It's an
I was waiting
act.
for my turn to call him Vince Russo.
Jesus Christ.
It's an act because he was at one point he was just sitting there. That's why I couldn't really get into him because at one point.
Am I crazy? Is flirting with a 7-year-old not an okay thing to say?
It's an act. Ever? You got fucking played, Blade. It's a fucking act. Dude, you're talking about.
I never thought I would say this, but like, I really wish that Boogie was here.
He fondled Grace so damn often. Look how she turned out.
He thought he was getting boring, and then all of a sudden he starts talking about flirting with a 7-year-old. All right, now I get it.
Bro hit me with a combo. He goes, flirting with a 7-year-old. I forgot the last thing. And then he said he worked at a Catholic school. I'm like, okay, he's out. He's fucking out.
Oh, by the way, I was softball serving Keem so hard right there because he went for a sig, and then he said something when Keem was gone. He says that having one child is child abuse, and so I was like, and I know. And first off, I know Keem, and Keem's thing back in the day. I even asked him this. He said, "I'm like, why do you have the one child?" He's like, "I'm doing the one, and that's it, cutting it off. That's all I'm doing, you know." And so I was trying to softball serve that up to Keem, but he wasn't catching it. I was like, "Fuck."
No, I would just.
Why he has got laid 6 years.
I felt like
he's the type of dude that would take a picture of his zipper and say, "You come into daddy" or some shit like that. The man has no game.
Yeah, I feel like that guy's been hit with so many allegations of being a creep, you know, incest, of being a pedophile or whatever, that I feel like he just came here to defend all this weird shit. And stuff that we weren't even asking him, right? Like, who's bringing up flirting?
No one brought that up.
Nobody brought up flirting with a 7-year-old.
Who's trying to fondle a baby?
I had this nightmare clip of me arguing with this kid, and then like I'd laugh at somebody that would argue with it so clearly in act, and I had this like vision of being clipped, like yelling at him or something, because I mean he's sucker. It's a troll job. It's ridiculous. It's beyond ridiculous. The cops
I don't think it's a troll job. I think he's really. I think he really thinks that shit. I think we're giving him the. I think you're giving him the benefit of the doubt because you don't want to accept the fact that the dude's a fucking weirdo.
I know. I'm not giving the benefit of the doubt because
put him on the fucking thing of degenerate. Like,
oh well, look. If your daughter simulates fellatio with a Coke bottle between, it's degenerate. That's not the argument. The fact is, they're saying this shit to get a rise out of everybody else. That's what's going on. So I don't want to be arguing with a guy that's fucking faking.
Yeah, but it's a one-trick pony. To get a rise. You think he gets a hard on when he's sleeping in bed with her every day?
I don't know. I don't think about that, Wings. Crazy enough.
That ain't coming to my head. I know that. Shit.
Just saying, they're sharing a hotel room with one fucking bed.
It's a fucking act. It's a YouTube act, guys. It is.
Hey, 007, I found your next victims.
Yeah, I was going to get the same thing before.
I don't know. That was crazy.
Thank you for dropping him, Keem, because I wanted to drop. If I had the controls, I would have dropped him like a half hour ago. So,
well, the chat has been
ready to fight him, Blade.
The chat has been asking me ever since Grace showed up to get rid of Grace, get rid of Ben, like totally get rid of them. And I was just trying to better understand what the fuck this is all about.
You gotta let him talk.
The whole thing about like them like trying to do YouTube for a living and have like careers or whatever. It's not. If it's not working out, it's not going to work, because they were on Ethan Ralph, they were on Destiny, they were all on all these big shows. There's documentaries on them, and if they're not popping off now, what are you going to do? You know, obviously,
like if you have all that exposure and you're still not doing anything with it, then
I can't see that like really being a thing. But yeah, I don't even know where to go from there. Like, what the fuck?
I think there's anywhere to go from.
Okay, first off, the people that we all stream here, like all of us stream, right? And we definitely have people in our chats that are gonna support us no matter what and be like, yeah, Blade, that's the move, blah blah. Who is in this guy's chat? Be like, absolutely. Send some tit pics to your dad. Cuddle with your family. Like
nobody.
Who's supporting that?
Nobody. They're trying to get us to argue with them.
Okay, well, I'm stupid. I fell for it. My bad. Sorry, guys.
I feel for it too, because I would say that
they're still degenerates. They're still like fucked up. I'm not saying like you're wrong. I'm just saying the idea is to get you like, how could you say that? Fondling a baby. I mean, get the fuck out of here. I'm not falling for that shit. Fuck off.
I'm surprised. Why did you talk him off a ledge right when he came in hot? Like I wanted to see you go at it, Blake.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to keep you funny. That was funny. And you're like, hey man, don't talk to me like that.
Dude,
okay, first off, when people want to argue, there's arguing, and then there's just yelling over each other.
And there's entertainment. We fuck that.
All right, next time I'll just go in. Tell them.
Yeah. Next time, get a drink. Jesus, calm down.
Shit, no shit. So imagine if he would have came at me like that and I was fucking drunk. The kind of fucking shit that I would have said.
He's 6'8".
Is he really?
That guy is?
Yes.
He's also wearing khaki pants and likes his daughter, so that
fair enough.
Out. Yeah. That teeter-totter went that way. I don't care how tall this guy is. Fucking Shaq can say that shit. I'm gonna give a fuck.
Fair enough, Blade.
I thought it was fucking entertaining, but it was getting like way too fucking gross. Let's talk about something that happened last week. We had Review Tech USA Rich on here, and we asked him if there was any beef between him and his editor, and he said right on this program a week ago, or not even a week because we streamed on Thursday last week, no, there's no issue. So we try to get Jay on here to get Jay's side of things. It didn't happen. And it turns out there was some issues. Rich didn't pay him. Like, there was a whole thing. Do you guys know about this?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, Wings, tell the people what happened, because I didn't follow it closely.
Well,
but
I don't know that. I don't know that damn well.
Oh, well, what the fuck? Did you look at this?
I give you the base of it. The basis is Jay needed money for rent, and Homeboy didn't want to pay him because he had Jay on retainer. And retainer means you had to pay him at the beginning of each month, regardless if you use his services or not. And Rich refused to pay him for his services for that month, even though he had a contract with him, because he wanted to go somewhere else. That's the gist of what I got from it.
Interesting.
Did he use him that month?
I don't know. I don't know. No, I know he paid him.
Pay him his final thing and tell him to get lost. Oh,
didn't they make peace? Like, is it good now?
I think they're good now. I think he went and paid him, but he was like dragging his feet on paying him.
Yeah, like, because the internet freaked out on him, so he paid him and got rid of him, which was what he should have done to begin with.
Yeah. How do you let someone go and give them no notice? By the way,
weren't you trying to do that with Connor?
Oh, that was
he tried to do it with me too. He had a goddamn
No, that was a little different. They didn't work. Like, these people didn't work. Remember, Connor didn't fucking upload shorts for like 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Speaking of shorts, we got to get Blade getting punked out as a short.
To get punked out.
Yeah, Dude Man came in with that boomer energy, and you were like,
"No, he told me to sit up, so I sat back. How is that getting punked?" I kept going further back because he said, "Sit up when you're talking to me." I'm like, "No, I'm going to sit further back. Fuck you. What are you talking about?" That dude's khakis are all too tight, dude. He didn't punk me. I know that. And how is it punking if it's over the internet? If it's on a webcam, like it's not like face to face, you know?
I'm kind of lost. He
came in hot.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say I'm kind of lost now because this was my master plan to have Grace and Blade in here for entertainment. Now the entertainment's gone.
I think we got out of that.
Why don't you get Grace back in? Tell the dad to go. I don't know. Do something.
Yeah. No, I'm just gonna do this. It's the same act. It's the same act.
I feel like we definitely have enough for like a tiny episode, but we definitely need to call someone else. We need to add another person to the call. Something. We need something. Chat. Who do you want on here? We need to have some type of conversation. I feel a little content robbed, and I'm sure the audience kind of feels that way too with all that, you know. Any suggestion, boys?
I'm looking through my list here.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of out of the loop.
Can we call Rich? Can we call Rich and get his side of the story?
Yeah, we could.
It's gonna be boring. Everyone's gonna say.
Okay, fair enough.
Everyone's gonna say kick Rich like they always do, but I'll do it. Wait,
if we had Mr. Beast on, they tell us to kick him. All right.
Yeah, that's
they're
true.
Gonna ask us to kick everybody. But I don't think we get Jay Hoops, though. We can definitely get Rich on.
What about Leafy? You still talking?
I can't remember if I have Rich added or not. I do have FPS Kyle on Discord. Should I try to add him?
Won't come. You can try him.
Should I try to add FPS Kyle? I forgot I have him added on Discord. Oh, I want Papa Gut on here. That shit would be legendary.
I could probably get Papa Gut.
Yeah, I definitely want him.
I can't get it tonight, but I can probably pull some strings to get him on the episode.
Let me see who else. We got John Swan.
He'd come on. He's that desperate. I don't think they know who he is, though.
Yeah, I don't have Rich. I don't have Rich, unfortunately. I'm looking at chat. Chat says add Kyle. I don't want to add somebody with no notice though either, because that's like
he probably doesn't know the show's happening right now.
Yeah.
When you just say, "Hey, what up, Kyle? I got Blade on the show. We're doing the show. You want to come on and say hi?"
Let me message him. Let me see.
Only thing you can do is either ignore or say no.
Yeah.
What's Papa Gut been up to since he left the game? I guess he came back.
How about this? Since we're having dead air, could you explain to me who Papa Gut is? I don't know who that person is.
Papa Gut is a Twitch streamer who got hot about 2 years ago, and he kept on. I guess he sees himself as sort of a male feminist, but he was also involved in YouTube drama, and he. It sounds fucked up, but it got comical because he injected it so much. His wife was apparently like brutally raped, and he kept injecting it into every fucking conversation when it came to like feminist issues.
Wait, really what the fuck happened?
Oh, you know what are we talking about? Papa Gut would talk about his wife's rape on a regular basis. He was just injected it out of nowhere.
This is the version of use it in a sentence. Please explain to me how he drops his wife's brutal rape into conversation.
I did. If you listened, he would be talking about women's issues, and he would be kind of like being a white knight for women, and then you have no idea what my wife went through. Yeah,
he would say no. Papa Gut would say stuff like this. He'd be like, yeah, so, you know, the issue with Keemstar is, you know, like, basically, he doesn't have any sympathy or empathy for anyone. And my wife clearly doesn't like him, because my wife has been brutally raped,
yes,
you know?
Bingo. That's it right there.
Yeah, my wife doesn't like Keemstar. She doesn't support some of the things he said. You know, she was been raped in the past, you know? So, like, he would talk like that. Like,
yes. Bingo.
The idea that your point of view is only valid because you're brutally raped is kind of saying to people that were mildly raped or not raped at all don't have an opinion.
Like, I don't think he was trying to say that. What he was just injecting it all the time, and that's what made it funny.
We got a $2 donation from Wings007. Say, hey Jordy, sorry I'm late on this month's payment. Whatever that.
You know, like you say the N-word for absolutely no reason. Well, he would inject his wife's fucking assault for.
Did he ever explain what brutal meant in his conversation, or he just?
I don't remember. Like, well, why are you so into the fucking details? I swear to God.
Because I want to know what brutal means.
Was she hit over the head with a fucking cheese grater and then fucked in the ass?
Fucking ribs in and put a bag over her head.
I'm understanding because you brought the word brutally. You're the one that brought the word brutally. He could have said, "Hey, my wife who's been raped before."
I think brutally is enough. I don't think I get to tell you she got smashed in the head with a frying pan and then sodomized with a cheese grater. You don't have to do that. You can say brutal raped and then it's covered.
When you say brutal rape, I think of like I spit on my grave or some shit.
Maybe that. You know what? Use your imagination. Your imagination. Getting into rape details is never a good idea.
FPS Kyle said no thanks.
Why? What an asshole! Jesus.
He said no thanks.
Yeah.
I knew he wasn't gonna come on.
Yeah, he didn't come on. Well, I wouldn't sleep in his house.
Ask him what his thoughts are between brutally raped and raped.
Fair enough.
I'm not gonna ask that.
Tell him we're taking surveys.
I feel like we failed for content, chat. There's got to be something else we can do. We got to pull something else up. What's going on in the news? Any drama happening in the?
He's deader than dead.
Because like on Dromler, yeah, we got a lot of kick stuff, like Jack Doherty type stuff. But like I know this audience isn't gonna give a fuck about that.
No.
I mean, all there is the Aaron Bushnell shit.
I got a question for you, Wings.
What you got?
I've noticed that a lot of people have migrated over to Kick, and it's not even because they got banned on a different service and moved over. Like a lot of people who have good standing Twitch and YouTube channels have moved on to Kick. Do you have any interest in moving on to Kick, or any reason that you're not on Kick? Because it seems like a lot of people are moving over there.
With YouTube, I have loyalty. I also have protection on YouTube. Like my account's pretty much in a protected bracket at this point.